What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, finally we have another letter from Congress that is related to MMTLP story, and that is addressed to new SEC chairman Paul Atkins. On top of that, I will show you an update that is related to MMAT bankruptcy, and this update is pretty much restricting some actions that could help us to achieve our main goal and to get even more information from the other side, from our counterparties. On top of that, I will show you some additional information in regards to recent update that is related to the payments that were made by some market makers to MMTLP shareholders right after the U3 halt, and definitely these facts should be investigated much deeper. So, and before we dive deep into all of these, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. On top of that, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And for now, guys, I have 3 tiers. It is Discord access tier, Safe Haven and Gold tier. And if you want to just be in line with all the latest news and with the most recent actions and potential upcoming actions of the US stock market, it is more than enough to join just Discord access. If you want me to cover your personal position and if you want me to create a plan for you to invest in stock market, Safe Haven is for you. The only difference in between these 2 tiers is that on Safe Haven tier you will have a monthly 30-minute Zoom call session with me. And the Gold tier is for people who want to take the most from my experience and from my knowledge. And in this tier you will have a 30 minutes weekly Zoom call with me where I will teach you how to beat the market. On top of that, guys, for the members of this tier I will give my personal signals where to enter and where to leave the position. I will do it when market conditions are more predictable for swing positions. So, and let me give you a sneak peek on the Discord group. You can see that I publish a lot of updates on the market, and as you can see, I even make predictions of its upcoming movements. And if you follow my channel for quite some time, you know that I have a very high level of experience in this type of trades. And guys, in this Discord group, I explain a lot to my patrons, and I do a lot of technical analysis on demand on different assets. Here is the general sentiment of the market on April the 10th. Here is INTC, ISRG. Here is JD, RKLB, MSTR, and other ticker symbols. You can see that I do it pretty much 2 or 3 times a week. And all of my community members know how to benefit out of these market conditions. So guys, and let's begin today's video with this update, with this news. Just yesterday, MMTLP Resources published this news. It's titled Redacted Letter to New SEC Chair. And let me show you this news in details. A significant but author-redacted letter from a member of Congress was shared today on X, marking the first congressional correspondence to the SEC under the new administration. Community member Andrew posted the letter on X, which is addressed to newly confirmed SEC Chair Paul Atkins. And here is this letter in details. Let me show you first of all the tweet that was written by due diligence. Another letter sent from Congress, this time directly to Chair Atkins. This letter is, without question, my favorite one to date. It was written, guess by who, to contain no vague language and no soft asks. This is a direct call for formal investigation and asks why we still don't have the most basic answers to this situation. This letter doesn't just demand a response, it asks why the prior administration at the SEC never delivered one and whether Chairman Atkins is now in a position to do what his predecessors would not: tell the truth. I want to thank AA and the constituents of the rep for trusting me to lead the Zoom and the follow-up efforts that produced this letter. I also want to let everyone know that there is an ongoing dialogue and a commitment from the rep's office to follow up. Funny how people asking to appoint leaders to be points of contact never seem to be the ones actually leading or producing or researching out to the ones that are doing it. Check the record and stay tuned. And guys, let me show you this letter in details. It is quite interesting. So, as you can see, it is addressed to Chairman Atkins. Dear Chairman Atkins, I would like to congratulate you on your confirmation as Chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission. I am writing to formally request that the Securities and Exchange Commission investigate the Biden-era SEC failure to provide transparency and accountability in response to repeated congressional inquiries related to MMTLP. And next couple of paragraphs briefly explains the MMTLP story, and I want to pay attention to some additional information. Ever since this trading halt, offices have been inundated with police from constituents who have lost life savings, retirement funds and financial stability due to this unresolved debacle, yet their calls for clarity have gone unanswered. In response to constituent requests, over 80 members of Congress have submitted numerous requests to both the SEC and FINRA, seeking basic transparency regarding this decision and the events surrounding it. Despite these efforts, key questions remain unanswered. 1. Who commands the trading of MMTLP? FINRA has admitted that a broker-dealer requested the creation of the MMTLP ticker symbol, yet the SEC and FINRA failed to disclose which entity was responsible for this. 2. Where is the share audit? FINRA and the SEC have been asked to deliver an audited and consolidated count of shares that were held by the investing public related to Metamaterials Series A preferred shares on the date of December 9, 2022. This should encompass all relevant documentation or disclosures to foster transparency and confidence among investors regarding their ownership interests. To our knowledge, neither agency has provided such a share count. 3. Was there illegal short selling or manipulation? There is a speculation that significantly more MMTLP shares traded than should have existed. Congress has asked the SEC and FINRA for a full investigation into potential illegal short selling, yet no meaningful response has been given. Congress has repeatedly asked for transparency and accountability, yet the SEC has failed to respond to these direct inquiries in a satisfactory manner. On behalf of my constituents, I would like to inquire why the SEC during the previous administration had failed to provide appropriate responses and whether the answers are available to provide constituents clarity and investors renewed trust in financial markets. I appreciate your attention to this matter and look forward to your findings. Sincerely, and guys, the name is blacked out, and member of Congress. So, I have to admit that this letter is quite different than any other letters. Let me show you why. So, right here you can see, wait a second, the tone of the letter is quite different. Crucial Mix wrote this in his article. We asked AI to do a comparative analysis of the tone of the letter compared to previous MMTLP letters. The May 5, 2025 letter represents an escalation in tone from inquiry and oversight to direct accusation and accountability demands. The language is no longer neutral or merely investigative. It is framed politically, assigning blame and implying mismanagement or wrongdoing. It suggests the congressional author is not satisfied with prior responses from the SEC or FINRA and may be laying the groundwork for public hearings, subpoenas, or legislative action. We can only hope so. And guys, I have to admit that it is the first letter that was written this year, and we don't have any additional letters that were written after the I would say letter that was signed by 74 members of Congress. This means, guys, potentially this might be a new, I don't want to say the word era, but it might be a new chapter of the MMTLP book. And I have to admit that, yes, these actions are extremely important for our community. And I have to admit that these actions might be huge add-ons in potential litigations and the current litigations that we have on the table right now. That is why, guys, as I mentioned multiple times, we don't have bad actions. All actions are good for MMTLP story. The only thing you have to remember is that all the actions should be polite and professional. So, let me show you another update. I have to admit that, in regards to due diligence actions, some people inside the MMTLP community, doesn't like his actions at all. And I have to admit that I don't like this entire story inside the MMTLP community, because we are spreading our efforts to the actions that will not lead us anywhere. And Samia wrote this: breaking news, MMTLP army in shambles, busy Gandalf and Jack do not trust Drew. We don't trust Drew, and there is many reasons why. Shady AF. So, guys, you can be on either side of the community, but you have to be polite and respect. You have to respect your counterparty, and you have to be extremely professional in your actions. That is why, guys, please do not attack each other, and any other actions are acceptable in our community. Let me show you another quite interesting update. Junk Savvy wrote this: Metamaterials bankruptcy trustee files ex parte application for approval of stipulated protective order with regard to discovery documents and disclosure for Schwab, TD Ameritrade, TradeStation, and Thinkorswim. And guys, this is quite interesting, but for some people, and I am inside this community, it is not so clear what does it mean. And let me show you again the tweet, the explanation, the breakdown of due diligence. And John Bird, as you can see, reposted this tweet. So, 6 hours ago, due diligence wrote: quick breakdown of the new protective order filed in the MMAT bankruptcy. For those wondering what this actually means, let me break it down in plain English. This was a joint motion and protective order filed in the Nevada bankruptcy case, which, for those of you who were wondering, confirms that the brokers have been served and hammered out this agreement with the trustee. So, to the idiots that said the subpoenas were never served, let me remind you, you're idiots and I told you so, I can't. And guys, again, this is not the most, I would say, polite expression, but so be it. Basically, this document established the agreed-upon rules for how the parties are allowed to exchange certain sensitive documents during discovery. Things like internal trading data, customer-level records, communications, compliance logs, etc. It lays out who gets access to what, and what's cool about it to me is there is 3 categories: confidential, highly confidential, and for attorney's eyes only. Sounds tasty. Why this matters? The good. It confirms that Schwab and possibly other brokers are being compelled to hand over internal documents as part of discovery, and not just generic stuff. We are talking about the kind of data that could potentially show FTDs, trading anomalies, settlement issues, and maybe even misrepresentation to customers or regulators. The fact that they needed a protective order means the data is sensitive, specific, and probably important. Also, they do not filing this for fun. This means real document production is happening, discovery is moving, that's forward progress. Not only that, but Wes will have access to the documents. The bad, depending on how you look at it. Because it's protected, that evidence is now shielded from public view. It doesn't go into court filings, and it won't be visible to us unless or until it's used in a court argument, hearing, or motion. It's also possible that key evidence is exchanged confidentially between parties and never reaches the docket. That sucks, because it could confirm a lot of what we've believed. But we may not get to see it unless these things goes to trial or gets unsealed. This silver lining is that the pro se poster and their pitifully posturing poster sniff and poster pad will never get their posts on it. Haha. What to take away? This is a step forward, not a finish line. The good news is they are pulling back the curtain, even if it's happening behind closed doors. The bad news is we might not get to pick unless someone inside forces it into the light. But if the records show wrongdoing, even if we don't see it, you better believe the other side will feel it. And again, Wes is gonna have it. Kudos to Polychoros for working closely with the trustee and bringing in Wes to make this happen. Keep your eyes on this one. It's gonna get interesting from here, folks. More soon. So, guys, I have to admit that, well, it is a very important news in our case, and it might be controversial, and due diligence explained it perfectly well. But to be honest, this is another quite huge step towards the resolution, despite the fact that this information might not be so easily accessible. And definitely this information, if it is so important for broker-dealers, according to their point of view, should be hidden from the broader audience. And guys, this fact alone leads me to the conclusion that something big is hiding behind these curtains. And that is why, guys, we are on the right path. Despite the fact that some people don't like our actions, we are fighting and we will win this battle. So, guys, let me remind you about the yesterday's video where I showed you this person who allegedly received about $70,000 back from the broker-dealers in MMTLP case. And a lot of people thinks that he's just a person who is trying to pretend to be an MMTLP shareholder. And guys, to be honest, all the questions that were addressed to him, he pushes towards, wait a second, he pushes towards CFI David Pell, and here is the person, he is the person who was hired by Greg and who made basically all the job and who make it happen when 11 people from MMTLP community allegedly received this their money back. And guys, I tried to find any mentions of MMTLP in Greg Twitter account, and I didn't find any except these three mentions. And first mention was basically the explanation was written at the date of his main post, where he explained how did it happen. And well, it makes me thinking that something is not clear in this story, but I will try to do my best and I will try to find out what is the real, what is the truth behind these curtains. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys in yours next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.